Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are here to set up the remaining budget sheets and all of that for July. So if you have not checked out my previous budget videos, I definitely recommend checking those out. I did already set up my July budget, which is, oh, not there, sorry, which is here. And then I did also do my sinking funds. If you ever have questions, I've seen a couple questions recently about like sinking funds and all of that. If you have any questions budget-wise, if you're like a beginner and you're just starting out with budgeting, I definitely recommend checking out my budget playlist. I do save all of my budget videos there. There's a mixture of like monthly budget videos similar to this one where I set up my monthly budget, but also like very specific videos about sinking funds, how to begin budgeting. I have all of these different budget videos available, so I definitely recommend checking those out. All of the stickers that you guys see here are from my Etsy shop. I have that link down below, as well as I have my Facebook group and my Instagram dedicated to Sarah Marie stickers, so definitely check those out if you have not already. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it because there's quite a bit that I still need to set up, and I just want to make sure that it's ready to go. I'm also going to be like doing my cash divider system, and honestly at this point I'm still debating how I want to handle cash dividers going forward, so I'll talk about that in a little bit after I set everything else up. So let's just start from the beginning, because I feel like it just makes more sense to do that. I have no plan for this page right here. My thought process is I honestly don't really need all of the pages that they currently have in these planners, which is really nice. It's nice to have that as a problem. So I'm gonna leave this blank for now. Obviously I'll be tracking my expenses here, so that is something that like is to come. Then I have my net worth tracker, and I've never done this before. This is something that I just recently added to my Etsy shop. Honestly, until I decided to quit my job, I don't think that I like really thought long and hard about net worth or what that meant for us. And as we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do with our house, like paying money down and stuff, I just started realizing that this is something that I want to track, and I want to be really diligent about keeping attention to. So anyway, there's a lot of things on here. We have our house, my car, Jason's car, our checking, our savings. We also have our sinking fund account, my 401k, pension, ring, and then we also do have an emergency fund. I think I added that after the fact. That is completely separate from now our savings account. The only two liabilities or things that we owe right now are our mortgage and then our car loan. Our car loan basically has no interest, so we don't plan on paying that off early at this point, but that may change. So that's kind of what's going to be on this page every month going forward, because it's something that I want to keep track of. It's also something that I can't fill in ahead of time because I don't know what the beginning balance is as of, like, I think I'm going to do it as of June 30th, and then this will obviously be filled in later. Then here, this section here kind of inspired some of the stickers that I just added to my Etsy shop, which are some more script stickers. So I have financial goals here, credit score here, and basically what I'm gonna do is just put financial goals up at the top here, and this is where we will, you know, kind of figure out what we want to accomplish for the month. So obviously right now there's a lot going on with like me quitting my job. So my main concern this month is really just like figuring everything out, because it's a lot different now that I'm relying on my Etsy business. It's very, very scary when you think about it, but also, I mean, it was just the right move for my family, so I'm glad that I did it, but it does change our finances a lot. So I'm not gonna fill this in just yet, because honestly right now I think the main thing is like just make sure that I figure out all of my main business stuff. But we do plan to put any extra money that we have, like that we save throughout the month, towards our mortgage. So that's gonna be something, make an extra mortgage payment, and maybe I'll just even write that in. That's our main focus right now. So make an extra mortgage payment. So that is our main focus. You guys probably can't see that because I do write really, really small. That is our main financial goal right now. I'm trying to think if we have anything else that's like really significant. I honestly don't think that we have anything that's like anything that's huge. One thing that I do want to do is I want to cut subscriptions / cable, and I'm gonna do a question mark because cable is a big thing for us. I'm trying to like really figure that out with Jason. And also I want to sell old baby items. So we've talked about this, I've actually talked about this a little bit in on my channel, but we were kind of open to having more kids after we had Mila, or before we had Mila, while we were pregnant with Mila, I guess I should say. And since then, I've kind of decided, like with my business, with the kind of life that we want to live, I just feel like having more kids is just not super possible. I feel like Jason loves being a stay-at-home dad, but he's also getting to the point where he really wants to start going back to work, and that's completely fine. Like everybody kind of has their own ideas and dreams and everything. So I'm honestly 100% supportive of like when he wants to go back, that he could go back. I also just feel like because of that, I would want like future kids to have the same type of experience growing up, but I know that's not always super possible. But Macy and Mila have had Jason home with them. They've both had like a parent with them, and they've had that consistency, and I just really, I don't know, there's a lot of different factors, but regardless, we are done having babies. We are 100% done. So I want to start selling some of our old baby stuff, and anything that we sell out of like that will go towards our extra mortgage payment. So I do actually have someone coming to buy Mila's Snail. It was the bassinet that we bought for like over $1,000, and someone's coming to get it today for, I think we agreed on $750. So that is a huge budget win, and that money will go directly into our mortgage payment. Like honestly, I think as soon as I get the money in hand, I'm going to like make a payment right away. So anyway, those are some of the things that we're like really focusing on. In terms of credit score, I actually get a credit score through my bank, through my like savings and checking account. I also get one through my Discover card. I think there's also a couple other places I can get it. So I'm probably just gonna write like what card it is or whatever, and then what the credit score is. But I'm probably gonna do that like later on in the month, like probably middle to late of the month. And I know because we made our extra mortgage payment recently, that's probably going to influence my credit score, because it doesn't look so great when you're paying it down. I remember with our student loans, that was a huge thing. As soon as I started paying them down, our credit score dropped. So anyway, that's kind of how I'm going to be doing this page. A lot of people have asked, like, what are you going to do with this, and what are you going to do over here? I don't have any plans as of yet, but that doesn't mean I won't use it in the future. These are just some of the things that I want to focus on right now. So that's kind of how I'm going to be using this. If you guys have budget script stickers that you want me to add to my shop, I've actually had a couple people already like say, oh, can you add like online purchases or something like that? Let me know, and I could definitely add it to my list. Okay, so here we need to do our weekly check-in page, and here we go. We need to do our weekly check-in page. This is a really important part of our budget, because it is where we can sit down and really take a look at how we're doing for the month. Okay, so we have that there. All my sticker sheets are kind of out of order right now because I recently was like messing with it, trying to get my budget together for my business, which you guys will see in just a second. I was doing that off camera just because I wanted to like really take my time to figure out what I wanted to do. And honestly, this is how I'm setting up July, but every month is kind of different. That's one of the nice things about, you know, being able to do a monthly budget, especially on papers. You can do it one way, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, change it up. That's like the beauty of all of this. So anyway, we have week 1, and then I think I'm gonna continue to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I'm considering, like, with everything going on and the fact that we're really not eating out, like we're not actually physically going places to eat out, we're really just ordering food. I'm really debating just using our card and tracking it like we do groceries. I'm hesitant to do that because I feel like we could definitely overspend that month if we do that. But I think if I'm just really good about making sure I do my weekly check-ins and I'm whatever, that will be okay. So I think that's what I'm gonna do this month. I think I'm going to do it just to see. I did have someone comment last month when I was filling this in and stuffing my dividers, like, oh no, you should not be carrying around that much cash. And let me just be super clear, guys. I go nowhere. I put the money in my wallet, and my wallet sits in my purse, which is in my living room. When we go somewhere, when we walk up somewhere to get ice cream or to go to Dunkin' Donuts because we have one close to us, I don't bring my wallet. Jason brings his wallet, and Jason barely keeps $20 in his wallet. So there's no concern at all. I honestly go nowhere, and if I was going somewhere, I don't bring my wallet. So it's honestly just kind of sitting in my house. So there's no worries about that. I mean, unless there was someone that came to our house who was gonna steal from us, but honestly, no one's coming into our house because of the whole virus thing anyway, so I think we're good. But I do understand the concern, especially if I was going to work and stuff, but I am working from home now. Okay, so my weekly check-in page is all good. All good to go. I think I'm going to add some thin washi at the bottom just to add a little something because I feel like it looks a little blank at the bottom. I wish that like somehow we had more lines. I wish that we somehow could do like the 5th week. I know if I didn't use washi, I probably could, but honestly, I just don't want to miss out my washi. I love the washi. I feel like it just adds so much to the spread. So anyway, now our weekly check-in page is done. I did already do my sinking funds, like I said. So I have my sinking funds here, I have my transaction log here, and then I have 2 pages that are blank in between. And the reason why I did that was because, one, my transaction log may run over because there have been definitely months where like I have to add like another piece of paper, and so instead of doing that, I'm just going to be having it go over here. I may use another transaction log sticker. That might be the case. This page will be blank, and then here is where I have my budget for my business. So I don't know if I'm gonna do this every time. I basically just took another budget kit and put together like my income section, my expense section. I did bring the remaining, which would be included in budget, from my variable kit because I wanted to have that there because it's not a typical thing. Like whatever's left over after I have my income, whatever's left over after all of our expenses, that goes directly into my regular budget where we keep track of, you know, our personal or home family budget. So everything that, like, I've had this question before. A lot of people say, like, how do you pay yourself or whatever else? I actually don't pay myself until after all of my business expenses are completely done. That way, like, if I need to invest in like a new computer, that money comes out first before I get paid. That's the way I've always handled it because I don't want to use any of our personal money for, I guess in the past, I've never wanted to use our personal money, so money that I was making from my normal job, to buy a computer. I wanted to make sure that my business would cover that before I would actually go out and buy it. So anyway, that's how I handle it. Some of our expenses, and I've never really done a budget for my business before because honestly, I've never really had to. We never relied on this business, and I didn't have to have like certain things because of the business. I'm pretty good about not buying stuff that I don't need. So anyway, I just said that twice. Some of the expenses that I put in here, and I don't know if this will cover everything. This is my first month doing it, so I might decide that this whole system doesn't work. I was planning on putting together like a business budget kit and then having like something here to track my expenses, but then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see how this works first before I commit myself to another kit, because I don't want to keep coming up with all these kits and trying to maintain them for all the different sizes and then realize it's not working for me. So anyway, I'll fill in like what I estimate my income to be later, but some of my expenses, because this is now my full-time thing, and not all of these things are going to be something that is tax deductible, so keep that in mind. There's a difference between like what I'm keeping track of for my business and what would be included with taxes. That, I know that's kind of confusing, but that's kind of like accounting 101. Sometimes your book basis or what you have like here is different from what you could tax deduct. So anyway, we have our health insurance. We also have dental, life insurance, anything that we put towards retirement. And then we get into some of my supplies and stuff. So I obviously need sticker papers. I need mailers. I need those plastic bags, blades, cutting mats, designs or patterns, shipping labels. I use HP Instant Ink, so that's that. Epic Sound, which is something that I use for my videos. I also have an icon subscription so that hopefully one day I can offer icons in my shop. That's something I've been trying to work on. I have Apple storage, and then taxes. I've talked about this before in some of my other videos, but I'm hoping to move taxes out of my sinking funds and have it like included here and kind of calculate every month like what I should be adding to taxes. Right now I do a quarterly estimated payment, and it was really sufficient last year, but because I'm quitting my job, things are gonna be different now. So we'll kind of see how that works. But then I would total all of my expenses here, and then of course, again, whatever is left over after all of these expenses will be brought into our budget. Here, I used one of my strips, the same one that I used here, you know, just those plain strips, to write in basically a spending tracker, because I don't need to have like very specific, like I don't need to say what I'm buying. I really just need to know like what category it is here. Again, these things I'm hoping are like the majority of what I'm spending money on for my business. And I've looked back, and honestly, that pretty much covers everything. But I want to have a date, I want to have the amount, and then the category. So let's say I buy sticker paper, so I'll put the date, whatever it costs, and then just put sticker paper. I don't really care where the store is from, anything like that. So I did break it up, so now I have 2 full columns of that. I don't need all of that. I probably would need like 1 and maybe a half, but that's kind of the way that I did it and set it up. This middle column is just kind of gonna be blank. I didn't really know how to like set that up, but anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing. And again, maybe next month I'll put together like a business budget and have like this whole thing as a separate budget. I honestly don't know, but I made it work for this time just to see how it would work for us. So that is what I'm gonna be doing for July. That is pretty much our little setup. So now that we have that all ready to go, we can do our cash divider. So like I said, I think I am going to not do eating out as a separate cash divider. I think I'm going to leave that, but I am gonna do haircuts, eyelashes, and allowances. So maybe I'll just put like a little star next to those, because I do want to make sure that those are cash. These are important to be cash because when you go to like get your hair cut done or your eyelashes or whatever, it's nice to have cash to give them. And then for our allowance, me and Jason don't spend all of our allowance every single month. A lot of times we honestly save it, but it is nice to just have money, you know, kind of set aside. I do have a ton of cash in my wallet right now from when Jason and I bought stuff online and then used our allowance and like put the money into our Chase, which is our checking account, cash divider. So I'm just gonna use that to do this. So the first thing that we need to do, I kind of have this money all out of order. So again, we're just gonna do haircuts. So that's gonna be 20, 40, and 20 of it will go into my, I'm gonna put this off to the side. 20 of it will go into my divider for hair, and then the other 20 will just go directly to Jason. I give it to him at the beginning of the month. He holds on to it until he gets his hair cut. For eyelashes, we need 120, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20. So that will go into my cash divider. And then the only other thing we have here is allowance. So Okay, I have money all out of order again. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that should be enough for all of our allowances. It's kind of nice when I have extra money in my wallet so I don't have to go to the bank. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that will go to Jason, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. This will go into my section here. So I do have an allowance category. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is a wallet from Fossil that I've been using. So I'm just gonna put this money directly into my allowance cash divider, and Jason's money will go to him. And then this money here, which would be 140, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, will go into my divider for hair. So I have some money here for my eyebrows. I still have not gone. I need to do that for sure, but that is our cash situation. Again, I think this month what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna choose another color expense tracking sticker. You guys have seen those. Those are the ones that I use on my monthly view, and I'm going to track it instead of doing cash, because we are, for the most part, buying stuff like Uber Eats or just ordering stuff directly from the companies, and then I'm putting the money back into our checking account, and it just doesn't make a ton of sense to keep doing that. So going forward, we're gonna try it this month, see how it works. If we are over, or if it just seems like too much of a hassle to constantly track it, then we'll adjust, but I think we're gonna try that for this month. So that is pretty much it for my July budget setup. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of seeing the whole process. If you guys have any questions for me, leave them down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.